All right, we're going to talk about setting up a Class 2 automatic knife holder. We have a standard dovetail guide bar and with a manual mount, right? A manual brake release and standard back plate. So we want to talk about how to set up this knife holder and cartridge to the anvil down here. So we get a lot of questions about how to do this, and so I want to do a quick video to show you how we would do this to set this knife holder up. So I've got a cartridge here with a new blade on it, and so I'm going to take and put it on the control body. And so one of the key factors is lining up the arrows on the cartridge and the can key to make sure that they're lined in the correct direction for where you're cutting. So this is a cut point. This is a left-handed cut, a web pass, so the material's feeding in from this way, and we're going to cut on that side. Slide the cartridge on the whole way and make sure that it's locked into place, and then this seals the cartridge off and locks it into place, okay? So now we're ready to set up. So I'm going to take and I'm going to engage into the yellow. So this is one of the items that is most widely overlooked in our features of our knife holders to be able to set them up. What this feature does is it puts it into a setup mode, or what we call a half stroke, to where the knife holder cartridge is only stroking over to a nominal center distance into the stroke length. And what this does is it allows us to set it up to where we'll not crash on top of the anvil, but also still provide the proper side force of the knife blade to the anvil when you get to your final cut point and when you turn it to green. So yellow is the setup mode, and that's where we're at. So now I've got it set up in yellow, and I'm going to take and loosen this up on the guide bar, and I'm going to slide this over until it comes in contact with the anvil, okay? So now you can see that it's barely touching the anvil. I can just barely hear it. It's engaged, and I'm going to lock this down, okay? So now that I've got this locked down, what I want to do is I want to measure the overlap. And so there's a few different ways to do this, but really what our target overlap is for most materials is 30 thousandths of an inch, okay? So, and what that is talking about is the amount that the knife blade is overlapping the anvil. And so that's what we're going to measure. So I'm going to show today how to measure the chord, or the overlap in the distance between the blade and the anvil, and measure that distance. That's called the chord measurement. And so I take two business cards here and set them there. For a standard Class 2 setup, that chord measurement is 5/8 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. And so that's what we're looking for. So right now when I look at this, we're closer to 1 inch. So now I've got to take and engage this a little bit further to make sure that that knife doesn't extend as far. So now I'm going to put it back into setup mode. I'm going to measure it again. Oh, we're getting pretty close. I'm going to do a final adjustment here and run that in a little bit further, and now set it up. Okay, we're very close to 5/8 of an inch, and so now we're good. So now I have that engaged with the anvil. I'm going to turn it to red, and then I'm going to turn it to green, which is run mode. And now you can see with that engagement, this blade moves with the anvil, so they're locked together. So you can see how those move together. And then if I wanted to slit material to emulate slitting material, we'd run that through there just like that, and it slits the material. And that's how you properly set up a knife holder.